Good day, everyone. My name is Wandilim Timbu, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are a first time subscriber, please do consider clicking that button below and sticking by our YouTube channel. I promise you it's super fun here. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. For today's video, I will be giving you guys my top 20 preliminary favorites or standouts since the whole duration of the Miss Universe competition has basically began and has come to an end. Week one has literally come by and left so quickly. But before then, I actually want to give you guys my bubbling favorites before we actively get into my top 20. So among those ladies are Saint Lucia. I'm absolutely keeping an eye on her. I think that she is incredible and that she was actually day one standout so far as competition goes. She is really well spoken. Laos, great representation. I really think that Laos can pull its back-to-back placement this year. Brazil, though super young, I do feel that she has a presence in competition. Venezuela, an OG powerhouse, not in my top 20, but still really just keeping my eye on her. Guatemala, healthy surprise, really loving her everything at this moment. I really do think that she is a super dark horse for competition and could really cement herself as among the top 20 at finals. Great Britain, no doubt, no exceptions when it comes to Great Britain delegates. They are always super well prepared and super well rounded. A newbie, returning newbie that is since 2000, I think, or since 2003. If I'm not mistaken, is Zimbabwe. I really love her energy. I really think that she is also a really great natural standout in competition. And lastly, Nigeria. Nigeria comes with a wealth of experience in terms of pageantry. I really do see her going far as well. Just need a bit more from her. That's why she's amongst my bubbling picks. Okay, so at my number 20, I have Italy. Italy really just has been amazing me this entirety of this past week. I do think that she has just this natural, cool, calm collectedness about her, and she is very intellectual as well. I do think that these combination of strong characteristics will actively or actually get her far in competition. The next lady, and my number 19, is Lebanon. I do think that Lebanon has been really standing out in terms of, the Mid East. For that region, I feel that because she's been pushing so hard for that recognition, pushing so hard through making sure her people vote for her when it comes to voting at Miss Universe and voting for her incredible CI tool, that she has made herself and cemented herself as someone to watch out for in competition. And my number 18 is someone who I feel like is no surprise for a lot of people, but she is here because I feel like she could still give a bit more. And her name is Colombia. Colombia is a mother of one, which is really groundbreaking. Yeah, Colombia has been incredible and she's been pretty consistent in competition. So I won't be surprised if I see her land up in a top 20. She doesn't have the best speaking skills, but she has a warmth of personality about her. She's a genuine nature. So I really am rooting that she really kills it for the pre-preliminary activities, or for the preliminary activities rather. And my 17 is India. India's Shraddha. I do think that India has a natural standout energy about her, and she is compelling in terms of just her physical presence. But I still need a bit more from India. I feel that Indian delegates in the past have been a bit stronger than Shraddha. I'm not resonating with her profoundly. So that's why she's at my number 17 currently. And my number 16 is Nepal. Nepal has been breaking all kinds of barriers since arriving at Miss Universe, actually since being crowned as Miss Universe Nepal, as really the first of the kind, the first plus size contestant at any international beauty pageant. I think I stand to be corrected. I am really loving the messages that she has been echoing about body positivity, real size beauty, and PCOS, which she actively advocates for. So I always look forward to past content. I do think that she's been exuding confidence throughout her journey, though it hasn't been easy. She's really been putting her best foot forward. My next favorite at my number 15 is Spain. Spain, before arriving to Miss Universe, guys, when I was still just looking at all the girls before competition, I could have confidently said or told you that Spain was actually my number one. from social media perspective, I really do think that Spain was really on ball before arriving to Miss Universe in terms of going across countries, the US, New York, she went to Puerto Rico, she went to Equatorial Guinea. She's pretty big in Spain as well as the first black winner in her country. So she was making multiple waves across not only her country but the globe as well, and is really feeling her impact, the impact of her energy. She's super lively, she's super bubbly, and her personality is just very strong. She's also been super consistent in competition, but I do feel that she has been fading out in competition. So I would really like to see a bit more in terms of her overall presentations and her overall presence within competition. But I still really love Athenia. At my number 14 is Peru. Peru as well. Another great send from Peru. I can't not leave out Peru. I really think that her overall presence at Miss Universe has been really super consistent. She is a great speaker overall with a great platform, and yeah, she connects easily to people, and so that's why I have identified Peru as belonging at number 14. And my number 13 is Dominican Republic, notably under Magali's infamous camp. Magali is the national director of Miss Universe Dominican Republic, who was also a former owner of the Miss Universe Puerto Rico franchise, which led Miss Universe 2006 Zuleika Rivera, excuse me, tongue tied, to her victory. So that lady is kind of like, she's famed for basically creating all these queens. So I'm really just like um, looking forward to what she's done with Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic is British and Dominican, so she's interesting. She's an interesting send for their country. I do have some mixed feelings about her, but overall, I do. For now, I'm ranking her at my number 13. And my number 12 is really someone who I also think has been a super dark horse but has been doing really well in competition. In fact, earlier today she was called up for a roundtable discussion, and this is Singapore, who's been an active spokesperson against human trafficking across Asia. I really do think that she is powerful because she has been, yeah, she's been living her message, guys, and she is just one of those people who is really driving impact when it comes to Miss Universe. She's a really great speaker. She is also, she competed twice at Miss Universe Singapore, and this year she actually won on a second try. She's a great performer from what I've seen, so I'm really super stoked to see what Priyanka brings us in terms of preliminary activities. I wish her all the best. She's really one of my faves. And my number 11 is Chile. Chile has been standing out for all the right reasons, and I'll be so happy if Chile can produce a placement, which I feel the country has been really just deserving of over the last period of years. We have seen past Chilean queens rooting for them that they place, but never really get as far as making it to a top 16, a top 21, or top 20, whatever the case may be. I really do think that this year is the year to actually gain a placement, and a really high placement, because their representative this year is super gorgeous, super well rounded, well spoken. She's everything and more. All right. Going into my number 10 is Australia. Australia, I've been really obsessed with Maria Wilson from Australia. I also think that she is super fresh, super bubbly, and she's one of those people who have just taken me since day one of her being in camp at Miss Universe Australia. Guys, I literally sit, it is my hobby, it is my passion. I will track down all of the competitions around the world, and Maria is one of those few girls who actively stood out before she even became Miss Universe Australia to me. So I was super happy when I saw that she won her national competition. I think that Australia has a really another great send this year and could possibly look forward to another placement from Maria. Yeah, she is incredible. I find her to be well rounded and incredibly well spoken as well. At my number 9 is no stranger to pageantry. She is a pageant veteran at this point as well, previously competing at Miss World 2020, where she placed in the top 40, and that is Nicaragua's Shanice Palacios. Shanice as well, loved her at her national competition. I actually stayed up at like 2 a.m. just to watch that competition. I think that she was using confidence, and she basically catrionated her competition, her class that year. And she just comes across as being powerful in her energy, and she is just full of presence, full of life, and that's what I love to see from contestants at Miss Universe. I think that as well, she has been gaining a lot of momentum since her crowning, and she is a huge favorite for the crown. So I think if any doesn't place her, it would be a missed opportunity. At my number eight is the fighting back-to-back queen, the USA under Noelia. Noelia as well, a really great profile. I really enjoyed her at Miss USA. She is, A grade Miss USA material. I feel like she is impactful. She is well spoken. She can perform. It just depends on her and how she wants to deliver in terms of the preliminaries and the finals themselves. But I do see her really going far in terms of competition. And my number seven, a bit of a surprise, is El Salvador. I think El Salvador's representative this year has been amazing. She has been showing up so positive. You could literally feel her presence in competition. I do think that yeah, that she will also garner her country a really great placement, a really high placement. And yeah, currently she sits at my number seven because I do think that she has been notable as the host delegate. Whereas in the past, usually hosting delegates don't usually place, but I do think that El Salvador this year will be placing. She also has been trained under the leadership or the camp of Magali. So her and Dominican Republic were in camp together, and she received a really great transformation overall. So I'm super excited to see her journey further unpack and you know unfold. At my number six is Florence, our multilingual queen who speaks English, Spanish, and French fluently. I think she is the epitome of just a pageant queen. She is a queen. She is super kind. She is super authentic. She is super warm. Her femininity, it just works for her. I am in love with France. Yeah, I do think that she belongs in my top five. Actually, top six onwards, I feel like these are my super favorites to win the crown. I feel like one of these girls will be crowned Miss Universe. And yeah, France at this point just sits for me there because she is European, so I'm not sure how her on-stage performances will go as far as, preliminaries and finals, but I have no doubt she has one of the best teams in the world. They did produce Iris Mittenard in 2016. So, yeah, there's a lot of momentum behind her as well. And she is a huge fan favorite. And I am not discarding her at all. I think Diane is amazing. She is spectacular. At my number five, I have Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, Carla Jofu is a former Miss Supranational Puerto Rico, where she actually placed first runner up in the year 2021, I think. Yeah, in the edition where Namibia's Shanique Rabe actually won. I do think Carla has since grown a lot since then. And yeah, her competing at Miss Universe um, Puerto Rico was a massive slay on her end. I also did watch her national competition. I do wish to see her speaking skills improve a bit more. I feel that is why she is ultimately sitting at my number five. But in terms of just being everything and showing up to the pageant itself, I do feel that she has been emitting a naturally queenly aura. She's just a natural. Like she can go far and she can absolutely bring Puerto Rico. I think their fifth or sixth crown. I'm not sure. Puerto Ricans, please correct me, but I really do trust in Carla. At my number four currently is South Africa. South Africa's Brioni Govender, for a lot of people, has been climbing the ranks since arriving in competition. Now, a lot of people have actually also been sleeping on her for the mere fact that she was actually crowned the first runner-up, or the vice Miss South Africa, when Natasha Gilbert actually claimed the title. Natasha competed at Miss Universe, so and Miss South Africa is its own body and is its own system. And I really do feel that was an unfair disqualification from the international fan perspective, just leaving her out completely. And yeah, like I feel like Brioni has been proving herself in competition and actively showing up that you should never really discard a South African representative at Miss Universe. She has been super consistent since day one, and I look forward to further seeing her elevate and grow. She has been shining in competition. She is a really good speaker as well. She has a sense of tact and eloquence to her, and her aura has just been so overwhelming these past few days. I had to put her in my top five. Right. And my number three, I actually have the Philippines. Philippines under Michelle D. Marquez. I do think that the Philippines as well, really just so well-rounded, full package contender. I have been loving Michelle's calm demeanor. MMD just has been like so laid back and so self-assured throughout this journey. She knows her business, and I really feel like she's one of those girls who is just naturally standing out. She doesn't have to do much to stand out in competition. So I am looking at her with a laser eye. I do think Philippines can potentially bag the fifth crown through MMD, especially after last year's unplacements with Celeste. I really feel that they are coming back with a vengeance, and I'm really feeling MMD at the moment. My number two is Mexico. Melissa Flores from Mexico has been spectacular for me ever since she was crowned. She is a TEDx speaker, so you actually know that she is a really great and orientated speaker. She has a really great advocacy on domestic violence amongst couples, teens, teen dating. I feel that she gives off quintessential Miss Universe vibes. I do think that she also just has a natural aura about her, and she has been positively standing out for me as well. I just think that Mexico this year is really strong, and there are no more like reasons that I can further state for her case because I just really, really, really adore her. And my number one, this is a no-brainer for everyone else. It's the mega hit favorite from Thailand, Antonia Porter, the former Miss Supranational. I do think that Antonia is really strong and she has proved herself to be very capable of actually cementing herself as the next Miss Universe 2023. Really for the fact that since her crowning, MET, the org, has not stopped with her. I really do think that Antonia is well-rounded. She has an existing framework that which they've been working on. Her coverage has been spectacular. She has won the hearts of many El Salvadorians during competition, meeting with the locals before competition. I really do think that she is or has maximized this opportunity to stand out really well. For a lot of people, Antonia does seem to be falling off, but she for me gives such a chill, calm quality about her. So that's why I'm just like not discounting her because I do feel that there has been a growth since her crowning at MET and she is actively putting her best foot forward. The only thing that I feel that she still needs to work on is her self confidence and projecting herself confidently and advocating stronger when she's speaking. You must be not everything, but you must be, powerful when you speak because I feel like with Antonia, she has the ideas, she has, the messaging, she has the resume for the job, but she just needs to trust herself. And I don't see her as anything less than number one currently before prelims. Yeah, tomorrow's is interview, so I really hope that she aces that as well, and she just does an amazing work up until finals. My list is subject to change overall after prelims. So yeah, you guys please do let me know who do you think that I missed out from my top 20? Who do you think doesn't necessarily make sense? Who do you think maybe was scored low in my top 20? Who do you love from my top 20? What is your own individual top 20? I like to hear from you guys as well. I read your comments. I really like to engage with everyone on my channel. So yeah, guys, up until you see me again with new incoming videos, my versus series, and my preliminary update post the show. Yeah, I will see you again in another future video. Love you all so much.